What's up, guys? I totally screwed the pooch here. I did not charge my camera, or I did, but then I left it on. So we're gonna be just filming this intro here, plugging that camera in for all the warm-up stuff, and then I'll show you the more interesting parts of the workout. But I gotta be honest here, throughout 2025 here, I've been pretty riddled with just little injuries all over the place. Knees, hamstrings are the main ones, but yeah, so right now I'm just trying to fix my knee. I've got a right patella tendinopathy now. Over here I had it on the top of the knee, this quadricep tendon. Now it's just like this lower part underneath the kneecap, jumper's knee. So right now I'm just fixing that up. And what's really going on here is I'm just trying to stick to this rigid high-low system where I do a high day, low day, high day, low day, high. And it's just been way too much all at once. On the high days, there's just so much work to do that it's hard to recover for that next high day on Wednesday. So I've said this previously. And then, with my lifestyle, with work, I'm exercising all day, demoing plyos, demoing lifts. So even though it's maybe just a light goblet squat, but I'm getting into that deep range and I'm not just letting my body sit down and recover. So yes, that high-low system might work for someone who's a pro athlete and gets to just go and sleep the rest of the day, but that's not me. And sometimes I'm stressed out, I don't sleep well. So anyways, I'm just going to be taking a different approach to my training once I get healthy here and as I get healthy. So I'm going to be going a more auto-regulatory approach based on how I feel. So I'm thinking I'm going to be separating up sprint and dunk days. So those are going to be their own things. So maybe an accel and dunk day is one thing where I just do accelerations and dunks to warm up. Maybe I have a top end speed day where I'm just giving her on the track. And maybe I get some bounds in on that day. I don't even know. And then I'll just have maybe a lift the next day or the day after that when I'm feeling good and I'm feeling ready for it. And if I'm not, then I'll just do a pretty chill upper body session like I've kind of been doing now. But just trying to take a better approach that works better for me and allows me to actually get good quality work in and not overdo it and just kill myself. And the other thing too is like with these long sessions on the high days, I've got to sprint and then I got to come in and do a big lower body lift. And it's like, do I really get what I want to get out of that lower body lift? Do I really get a good squat, quad, muscle building, strength building stimulus? Or am I just kind of fried? And am I just kind of overcooking my body and not really able to, not really making any adaptation, right? So like we do like some work on the track and maybe we go down here and then let's say we don't do any more work and we come back up on the next day or 2 days later. But if we do so much work that we dig this big hole and then we never actually get out of that hole for the next workout, and we just keep digging this hole and that's when we get hurt, right? That's when we get hurt. That's when we don't recover. That's when we don't see progress. Kind of like this year, like I've made some progress, but not as much as I was hoping to and not as much as I think I could. So we're being critical of the plan here. We're going into August. It's been kind of a brutal year of training. Yes, I've made gains, but I've had my fair share of just like being hurt a lot and just not feeling great. But where I'm at progress-wise and work-wise, yeah, I've had a couple good months, a couple good weeks, but that is just not where I want to be. I want to be consistently feeling good, and yes, there's going to be things that pop up, but this is just too much. So anyways, I'm going to get into my warm-up. I'm going to put you guys on the charging block for the next like 30 minutes or whatever while I do this little warm-up pump set thing, whatever it is. And then I'm going to get into hopefully some more dynamic lower body lifting today, slow tempo. Been doing a lot of iso, so that knee pain is way down. Range of motion's coming back, so I think I'm going to try some rear foot elevated split squats, really slow tempo. We'll see how the warm-up goes. So basically I'm just doing rear foot elevated split squats today with a super slow tempo, just thinking about getting a really good pump in that tendon and giving it a whole bunch of time under tension, which is supposed to be really good for that tendon. It really likes that slow loading. That's supposed to be very restorative for it. Whereas that fast loading, jumping, sprinting is almost damaging to it, especially if it doesn't have time to recover. This is a little bit more restorative. So good thing. And on days when you're not feeling pain, that's a good time to go for that dynamic loading. So I've been a little bit painful at the start of the week. Yesterday was pretty good. Today I'm feeling great in the knees. So a good day to do some dynamic, slow loading, slow tempo loading. And yep, last week I did probably double that amount of weight on the safety bar, which is really great. But I had hand support, so it's more stable. It's also probably just maybe too much load for right now, so I'd rather go a little bit lighter. Maybe next week I'll go up 20 pounds, 10 pounds aside, and that'll be good. But if there's one thing I'm learning here, jumping into a little too much, a little too soon, and being underprepared is not the play. The other thing that's been going on this week that's been really great is I started meditating more, which in turn has been helping me just probably be a little bit more relaxed throughout the day. So in a more parasympathetic rest, digest, recovery state when I'm not working out. I haven't been sprinting, I haven't been dunking this week, so nothing's been super intense, really allowing my body to heal. I've been sleeping really good, the best I probably slept in a really long time. Stringing together a few really good, or just a really good week of sleep really helps. Nutrition is usually pretty on point, so yeah, those are the main things, guys. Isometrics, get the pain down, get it under control. It's low intensity, it's really good for it. It's really like restorative, so you can do it. I think some people even do it twice a day. And then every like 2 or 3 days, you can do some slow, controlled loading. And then just make sure you're taking care of that recovery. You know, lower your stress levels, parasympathetic, rest, digest, and have good sleep and nutrition. Those are really the pillars of recovery. Yeah. We're gonna move on to some other stuff. So gonna do some kind of hip hinge, hamstring type of work, lower leg calf stuff, calf raises, and probably some dynamic groin loading, hip flexor loading as well. So just a big, once again, pump circuit. Get everything feeling really good. It's in the pump. Nothing to write home about here. We're just doing some GHD ham raises, firing up those hamstrings, getting a good burn, good pump. Then we're just getting calf raises. I did a lot of reps there, got a really good burn. But again, just good blood flow, nothing too crazy, nothing too intense. Thinking more about like just building some structure, getting some blood flow, keeping the tendons healthy, keeping the muscles healthy. And just thinking about tissue quality, tissue resilience. So nothing insane there. All right, guys, last thing on the docket here, we just got a little bit of adductor groin work and hip flexor work. So we're just using our cable, just literally just pulling across, I don't know what you call that, and then just driving that hip up. Same deal here, blood flow, tissue quality, tissue resilience. Not too crazy, just general work, not specific. At the end of the day, the sprinting, the dunking, when we get back to it, heavy squatting, Olympic lifting will be the stimulus, but we can't, like, that's the main driver, and this stuff is just keeping us healthy. And if we don't do this stuff to stay healthy, then we can't do that stuff to drive the stimulus. So finding a balance here. But yeah, that's about it for this workout. Nothing too crazy. I got about 5 minutes here, so let's get her done. Ooh, good burn. All right.